Happy Frugal Friday, everybody. Thanks for joining me for your weekly dose of frugal inspiration. This week, we have got a viewer request for a video. Bonnie asks, please do a video on how to move from a spender's mindset to a savings mindset for someone just starting out. I love this request because, of course, if you're starting out and you're watching this, you're interested in this information. But also, even if you've been with me from the very beginning of my channel, it's nice to reaffirm the tips that work. And maybe sometimes we've forgotten about a certain concept that will help us on our frugal journey. And it's so great to revisit them and kind of like bring them life again. So if you've never been here, my channel is about frugal living, budgeting, and saving money. I'm always trying to help you with your financial life, how to improve it, how to be more confident in your finances. So today, let's talk about 4 tips to move from being a spender to a saver. Number 1, focus on the essentials. When you're trying to toggle over from the spendy mindset, when you're always thinking about what am I buying next? And you flip it over to the savings mindset, for me, I keep it very simple and I become very grateful for what I already have and the absolute essentials. And I'm gonna boil it down to the basics, which is being fed, okay, food, making sure everyone in the home has a full belly, making sure there is a safe roof over your head, and making sure you have fresh water, and making sure that you are getting your sleep. Now, when you're first listening to this, some of you just probably take that for granted, right? Yeah, of course I've got a roof over my head. Of course I've got food and water. Of course I sleep. But some of us don't. Some of us don't have that. And when you focus in on those things, like that's what's essential, right? That's what's absolutely essential. And when you become so grateful for those things, everything else is just like frosting on the cake. And I know for some of you, you think, well, I don't think like that at all. And that's okay. But I'm going to just share with you what I think about so that I get out of this spendy zone and just focus on the savings mindset. The saver mindset really is grateful, thankful, appreciative of the very basics. I'm gonna let my weirdness shine a little bit today in this video, if I haven't enough already. I have a weird exercise that I do in my head sometimes when I'm feeling extra spendy or extra needy. You know how sometimes you feel like you need to shop because it's going to make you feel better. Sometimes you feel like you need something new in your life. And I'm not saying it's never okay to have new things in your life. That's not what I'm saying. But as far as like shifting that mindset, this is an exercise that I that I do sometimes. Think about when you are not feeling well, when you're sick, okay? You're sick at home. You've got the flu. What do you need in that moment? What do you need when you're at your weakest? And what do you need when you are at your worst, right? You need food and water. You need a safe place to be, and you need to rest, right? And I think about that sometimes. Even when I'm sick, sometimes I think, oh, you know how like when you're sick and you just wish you could just feel better and you're thinking like, I just need these basics to get by right now. Sometimes I'm reminded of that. Like, but I'm not sick. You know what I mean? Like think about like when you're at your worst and this is what you need, but I'm actually at my best and I still have all this stuff and it's not, do you know what I'm saying? Like it's so great and I actually feel good. I don't know. It's a reminder of the good stuff that we have. And I try to think about at least I have this, at least I have that. And I go to a place of abundance instead of a place of lack. Number 2, flip your dopamine hit. What does that mean, right? Well, dopamine plays a crucial role in reward, motivation, pleasure, and where you get your dopamine might be kind of what you have trained yourself to get the dopamine from because it has felt good in the past, AKA in our case, shopping, right? We have got to flip that dopamine hit to not get it from this, but to get it from this. What is this? What is this? Dopamine hit flip has to be focused on what you get for savings instead of spending, right? You want the dopamine hit to hit hard over here instead of in your old ways, right? So start viewing savings as freedom, not deprivation, and get excited about freedom and all the things that come with when you have money versus when you're in debt and you don't have any money. This can get a little addicting in a good way when you're addicted to savings and it's bringing the good feelings, right? Now I'm using the word addicted loosely. That's not the actual word. I'm trying to say like when that is what you're getting as a result of saving instead of the spending good vibes, okay? So we want to flip the dopamine hit over. So I get a rush, me personally now that I've been in this habit so long, when I see my investments grow. I feel the dopamine rush when my emergency fund is solid. I get the dopamine rush when maybe I'm going slightly over budget, but I'm not panicking because I've got my budget buffer in place. Things like that, that gets my dopamine rushes going versus purchasing something I don't need that I'm not going to care about for long and I'm going to go in debt for it. Like that, for me, I've flipped it over here. So that is just like a super turn off. And I think that if you can convince yourself that that's a bad feeling now, interest piling up, your credit card debt piling up, it's painful, it's not fun, and there's no dopamine hit to be found in debt. There just isn't, okay? So you've got to like switch your brain over. Nothing serves me better than reaching for what seems like an impossible goal and then reaching it or surpassing it because that's where I'm getting the good feelings, okay? So you've got to start thinking this way. Start small, stop spending. This doesn't get you the result you're desiring overall. It's a quick fix. It's not really fixing it. It's putting a Band-Aid on it, okay? Stop Band-Aiding your... Band-Aiding? Can you Band-Aiding your pain? Stop Band-Aiding your... That's not even sounding like a word anymore. Stop putting a Band-Aid on your pain and actually deal with the things that come along with the result of your spending like crazy. Number 3, this is not to sound heartless, but nobody cares. It's actually a relief. It's a relief. All the things you're worried about people caring about, nobody cares. Really, nobody cares. And if it's, let's just say, for example, you are a person that your appearance matters so much, what you have matters so much, having name brands, looking like you have lots of money, looking expensive and all that, that's like your biggest priority, okay? But you're in debt because of it. Now, please, if this is your priority and you're not in debt because of it, this tip is not really applying. You know what I mean? Like if you're in a good spot, well, first of all, you probably wouldn't be watching this video anyway. We're talking about people that want to change their spending habits for the better because you want to improve your finances. You want to live a better life, right? So if you are thinking you have to look a certain way to impress people, is that really what you want to be doing with your time and your energy? And if that is the thing that impresses people, who are these people? The bigger question is, are these the people you want to be impressing that only care about your name brand necklace and your name brand bag? Not me. And I've been in a position, I went to a college where everybody had name brands and all that. I think I've shared that with you before. And it just never mattered to me. It never mattered to me. And you have to realize that in the end, nobody really cares because they're worrying about themselves. But also, if that's the thing they care about, that might have to be another mind shift that you get used to, that that's not the thing leading you down a financially good path. Trying to impress people with money you don't have. It's going to be a change if that is where you're at right now. And don't feel bad about that. If that is where you're at right now, start shifting it over to a more confident person just by being yourself. Do the best with what you've got, but you don't have to go into debt to make people think you're cool, because debt is not that cool. If you've gotten this far in the video, type in the comments, save this, because I know you're focusing on savings in the future. And that can mean a lot of things, but let's just keep going to number 4. And that is, give this savings a purpose. Give it a name. What do you want, my friends? You want to go on vacation? You want to have an emergency fund? You want to have a retirement account that's booming? What do you want? Give it a purpose. Give your savings a purpose. Give all this work a purpose, because for me, creating some meaningful results for something I want more than something in the moment is so gratifying, right? And it's so exciting to reach those goals. It's going to change your whole life. When I started budgeting, you guys, my whole life changed. I'm a different person because of budgeting. And if you're not tracking your spending right now, start today. Start today. Don't waste another second. Right, Slate? Don't waste another second. Start tracking, start budgeting, and give your savings a purpose so that you know why you're doing this. You know why you're doing this. You have a goal, and you're not a quitter. So let's get started on something. Let me know in the comments right now, what's your next financial goal? Are you trying to pay off debt? Are you trying to have more fun money in your account so you can do fun things? What's something that you really want to adjust your budget toward so that you can have more of it for this? And it could be just as simple as never stressing about paying your mortgage, never stress about paying that rent. Whoa, whoa. Sorry. Oh, he just went nuts with that cat toy. That was really funny. Sorry. Sorry. Giving your savings meaning will keep you motivated more than if you don't, because motivation, we don't come by it easily, you guys. Motivation is not easy. Discipline is the thing that's going to get you further in your personal finances. Discipline, the discipline of creating a budget, the discipline of tracking every dollar you spend, that's what's going to get you going in that direction. And so, these are 4 tips to help with your mindset, but I have a whole channel dedicated to this concept, really, because I went from not worrying about money in the way that I did when I became a single parent to all of a sudden like, wait a minute, what does this cost? What am I spending on? Is it in the budget? You need to know. And my whole life has changed because of budgeting, and I want your whole life to change too. So if you're a beginner, start here. Start thinking about the things we talked about today. And then if you want more, I've got so much more for you. I want to be as helpful as possible. Check out this video next to learn even more and dive more into frugal living and living below your means. Thanks for being here today. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.